Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the ThunderCats Mumm-Ra mummy version from Mattel. That's right, moving right along with my look at the Mattel ThunderCats figures, this here was the subscription exclusive figure, meaning you had to sign up for Mattel's ThunderCats subscription in order to get this particular figure. So let's go ahead and take a look at him. As you can see, he comes in that same style ThunderCats window box that we've seen for all of the figures so far, with that really great red and black theme there, fully showcasing our figure and his accessories within, with that cool little trick to the box where the bottom has an image of Lion-O doing sight beyond sight, with the Sword of Omens coming right up onto that blister bubble. And as we rotate the box around to the backside, we are treated to some really beautiful artwork of Mumm-Ra, along with a little bio for the character underneath that. So let's go ahead and pull Mumm-Ra outside of the packaging and take a closer look at him. Bringing in the tape measure here, you can see that Mumm-Ra stands just at the 6-inch mark. In fact, it's just the top of his hood that reaches the 6-inch scale. So that actually makes him about an inch shorter than the rest of the ThunderCats, like Lion-O, which is perfect, because in the mummy form, he's that smaller, skinnier, more decrepit mummy character, so he should be shorter. So the scale is really great. And I gotta say, this figure just looks awesome all the way around. Look at the head sculpt here. First of all, I feel like the Horseman just did an amazing job on the sculpt of this guy overall. He does a wonderful job of recreating the look of the character as we remember him from the animated series, but with a great amount of detailing on the face, and especially with all of the bandages here. Now with the hood, you can see it does kind of sit a little high. I almost wish this was sitting just a little bit lower, because see, if I kind of press it down with my fingers, that's about exactly where I would want the hood to be sitting. It does kind of sit up a little bit higher with this particular version, but it's not so bad. I think that overall this is really cool. Now this is actually just one of the included cape accessories. I'm going to show you some of the other options we have here in just a moment, but you can see that this particular cape kind of comes down over his back, which fully reveals his skinny mummy body. So this guy, full on new sculpt all the way through. He doesn't have any shared parts with anything from Masters of the Universe, from what I can tell, because he is all unique all the way around, and he is awesome. Actually, I can go and remove the cape and hood here. In order to do that, you have to pop Mumm-Ra's head off. Makes it a little bit easier so you can pull that off. So I'm going to go and do that real quick just to kind of show you guys the way that this body looks without the cape. Now the cape is made of that kind of softer, more pliable plastic, which we've seen with a lot of Mattel's other caped characters. But check out Mummy Mumm-Ra here without the cape. I mean, he's just a skinny little dude, but just a really great sculpt all the way through. Great amount of shading and textures used on all of the mummy wraps here. And of course, you kind of got that pale blue creepy skin kind of poking out beneath it on the hands, on the legs. All around, this guy is just awesome. I'm going to talk about the articulation with the cape off real quick, just because it's easier for me to kind of move it around. You can see that head, of course, on that ball joint, so the head can move all the way around there. He's a bit hunched over at the neck, of course, so that does kind of make his head almost like rock side to side rather than looking straight left and right. But with the ball joint, it's not so bad. With the hood on, of course, that is going to hinder the movement just a little bit there. We do have ball joints at the shoulders. Now, I will say he's got these connected wrap pieces that go from his arms to the back there, so that will hinder the movement of the arms just a bit. We can still move the arms forwards and backwards pretty good. You can swivel at the elbow, standard joint at the elbow, swivel at the wrist, and hinge joints at the wrist, which is really nice. We can swivel him at the torso there. We do have hinge joints at the thighs, but again, the mummy wraps that are hanging down are going to hinder that movement just a bit there, but not so bad. Still move the legs forwards and backwards. We can swivel at the knee, standard joints at the knees, which are nice and tight, which I appreciate. We do have nice ankle joints, allowing the feet to move forwards and backwards, as well as rock side to side. So this dude's actually got some really nice articulation, even though some of it's hindered by the mummy wraps, and of course will be hindered by that cape itself. So let me go and pop this back on here real quick, and I'll show you kind of how to do that. Basically got to reach the head inside the hood there and then pop it down. But as you can see, of course, that's going to hinder the movement with the head just a little bit, but not so bad. And this particular cape will allow you for some more posing options with the arms. So let's talk about some of the cool accessories that he comes with. First of all, he does have a pair of interchangeable hands. Basically, what this is going to allow you to do is it's going to give you 2 gripping hands. So you can see we've got a left hand that's already gripping on the figure. We got a right hand that we can swap on there as well. And then we've got 2 more open hands. So we can kind of put them in the open hand poses or the closed hand poses. Now, the closed hands are going to be used for some of his accessories, like the Sword of Plundar, or just the handle of it, basically. Of course, when he's in the full-on Mumm-Ra the Ever-Living pose or form, he would have this cool Sword of Plundar. But this is just the handle. It's still a fun little accessory. It's just kind of made of it's a bit of a softer plastic, but it's not overly soft, which I'm okay with. Just kind of a nice snake sculpt, all done in a solid goldish color there. But he can grip that in his hands. And then, of course, we have the signature staff, which, of course, is the accessory that we would want this version of Mumm-Ra to come with. And I love this. First of all, beautiful sculpt. Love that wretched wood look on the handle. It's got a really nice wash on the black there, so it really gives it this great look. Brings out all the sculpted details. Love that kind of skull at the top there with the red horns. And you can get him to hold onto that with either of his gripping hands. So very, very cool accessory. So let's talk about that other cloak that he comes with. This one is actually my preferred way to display him. It's going to hinder your articulation more, but it really captures this amazing Mumm-Ra look. So again, we'll have to pop the head off. We'll pull that cloak over the neck. We're going to put the new cloak on over the body, just like this. And since this one's a little bit more enclosed, it is a bit harder to get the head kind of in there. So you just got to kind of squeeze the head in there, get it over the joint, pop it in like that. But now we've got this cloak that kind of drapes over his shoulders. It completely covers his right arm, open just enough for his left arm to pop out and hold on to that staff. But man, this is an amazing pose for this figure, because I really feel like this captures exactly the Mumm-Ra that we've seen from the animated series. I feel like the hood sits on his head a little bit better, and I just really love the overall look with this cloak on. Alright guys, it's comparison time. Here he is standing alongside the vintage action figure from LJN, so you can kind of see the similarities and the huge differences in the sculpting. And here he is standing alongside the smaller 4-inch figure that was from the newer ThunderCats cartoon, the toy line, of course, from Bandai, just so you can get an idea of how these differ. So there you go, my friends. There is a look at the brand new Mumm-Ra action figure from Mattel's ThunderCats line. I think that this is my favorite figure in the entire Mattel ThunderCats lineup. He's pretty much perfect in every way. I think the sculpt is great. The paint turned out perfect on this guy. His accessories are awesome. And just the way that you can kind of mix and match parts, especially with this cloak that drapes over his shoulders, you could really create some iconic Mumm-Ra poses, and I think he is incredible. Now, with the line pretty much at an end as far as Mattel is concerned, we don't know if there's ever going to be the chance to get an ever-living version of Mumm-Ra. Maybe if we're lucky and Super 7 is allowed to work out the licensing and pick this up the way they picked up Masters of the Universe, we might get Mumm-Ra the ever-living. But as it is, this is the only Mumm-Ra we've got, but at least it's a really amazing figure. So since MattyCollector.com has now shut down, the only way to pick this guy up, well, especially since he was an exclusive to the subscription, your only chance at this point is to find him on the aftermarket. So happy hunting, my friends! And hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, leave me a comment down below, let me know what you thought, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on a review. Until next time, my friends,